Hi everyone, welcome to Live Blogger. In this video, I'll show you how to create a scroll progress indicator for your Blogger website. So whenever you are on a post on a Blogger website and when you scroll down, we can see this progress indicator over here, and when we reach the end of the post, we can see that the progress indicator has a width of 100%, and when we scroll up, it moves back to 0%. So this is what we're going to design in this video. So let's get started. I have opened a blank project here in VS Code. So let's go ahead and create a new file, and we'll name it index.html, and let's create another file called style.css and one more file for the JavaScript. Alright, let's start with the HTML, and we'll create some basic HTML5 boilerplate code, and here we will link our CSS file, and we just need one division here in our HTML, and we'll call it scroll progress indicator. Alright, now let's open this with our browser. Now let's go to our style.css and let's style this progress bar. So we'll target the division called scroll progress indicator, and first of all we'll just give some random width over here. So we'll just give 50% width and a height of 4 pixels and a background color of F31414. So we can see the progress indicator right here. Let's also give it a position. So we'll set the position to fixed so that it will always stay on the top, and then we will set the top to 0 and the left to 0, and we'll also give it a Z index so that it will be above every other element. So we'll set the Z index to around 500. Now let's also give it a box shadow. So we will type 0, -1 pixels, 8 pixels, 2 pixels, and for the color we will set RGBA with 255, 0, 0 and 0.6, and that's it with the styling. Now we need to set the width of our scroll progress indicator based on the scroll value of our post. So for that, let's go to our Blogger website. So we'll do that using JavaScript, but before that, let's go to our Blogger website and see how the website is structured. Let's go to one of these posts over here, and let's right click over here and click on inspect. So let me just make this a little bigger, and here we can see this is the post title, and if you take a look at the outer element, we have a division, and then we have another division called post content. So let's check what is post content. So we'll scroll down, and when we hover over the post content division, we can see that it is the division that contains the whole post. So we have to target this division over here called post content, and if we go up, we can see that it is inside this class called blog. With that in mind, let's go ahead and start with our JavaScript. To make things a little easier for us, we'll just go ahead and view page source, and we'll copy everything from here and we'll paste it in our HTML. And now if you take a look at the project, we can see the exact same post over here. So now it will be easier for us to test the scroll progress indicator. So let's go to our HTML and let's add the script and our division. So we'll just go over here and search for body, and in the body we will just add our division scroll progress indicator, and here we'll also link our CSS. Alright, so now here we can see the progress indicator. Now we need to know two things from this page to make this work. So let me just open the console and let me show you what are the values we need. So first of all, we need the value of the scroll. So if you type window.scroll_y, we can see the value is 3. Now if you scroll down a little, and now if you check the value of window.scroll_y, we can see that the value has increased. So this is basically the value of how much we have scrolled from the top. So if you are all the way at the top, then the value of window.scroll_y will be 0. Now the next thing we need to have is the height of our post. So for that we can type document dot query selector, and we know that it is inside the blog division and it is called post content. And then if you type dot client height, we can see the height of our post content. So these are the two things we need when we start working with our JavaScript. So let's open our JavaScript. But first of all, let's set the width of our scroll indicator to 0. Now we need to reference two things over here. The first one is the scroll progress indicator. So we'll type const scroll progress indicator equals document dot query selector, and we'll type scroll progress indicator over here. Now the next thing we need is post content. So we'll type const post content, and for that we'll type document dot query selector, and we'll type blog space post content. Alright, now we need to add an event listener to our window object. So we'll type window dot add event listener, and we'll add the scroll event, and we'll create an arrow function over here. Now let's create a variable called scroll amount, and we'll set it to window dot scroll y. Now let's create another variable called post height, and we'll set it to post content dot client height. And then we need to calculate the width of our progress indicator. So we'll create one more variable called progress, and we'll set it equal to scroll amount divided by post content times 100. So this will give us the width value. Now let's check whether we are getting the correct values. So we'll type console.log progress, and we'll just display the progress value over here. So let's open our console, and let's scroll down, and we don't have the correct value. So let's check our code, and here you have to type post height and not post content. So let's change this to post height. Alright, so now let's scroll down, and we can see the value of progress over here. And when we reach the end of our post content division, we can see that the value is 100. Now right now it is getting the value of 100 when we reach the end of the post content. Now we want to reach the value of 100 when we are somewhere around here. And the next thing we need to fix is that when we go past 100, we need the value to stay 100 and not go beyond 100. So those are the two things we need to fix right now. So first of all, we have to change the post height. So right now the post height is post content dot client height. Now we need to remove the height of this window from the client height, because right now the height is being calculated along with this window height over here. So for that we will just type post content dot client height minus window dot inner height. And for the scroll amount, we will use a function in JavaScript called min. So we'll type math.min, and we will add a parenthesis over here. And for the second argument, we will type 100. So now the progress will be the minimum value among this calculation and 100. So now our progress value will not go beyond 100. So let's open the console, and let's scroll down, and we can see when we reach the end of the post, we have the value of 100, and when we scroll down again, the value still stays 100, and when we scroll up, we can see that the value reduces to 0. We reach the value of 100 just as we touch the end of the post content. So let's increase the height of the post content so that we'll reach 100 when we are around here. So here we'll go to our JavaScript, and we will add a value of 120. Right now when we reach around here, we have the value of 100. Alright, now the last thing we need to do is set the width of our scroll progress indicator. So let's remove the console log from here, and we will type scroll progress indicator dot style dot width, and we'll set it equal to progress, and we'll concatenate the percent sign over here. So here we can see the scroll progress indicator, and when we reach over here we have the width of 100%, and when we reach the top we have the width of 0. Alright, so our progress indicator is working alright. Now let's copy this to our Blogger website. So here I am in the dashboard of my Blogger website. So let's go to theme and then click on edit HTML. Alright, first of all we need to add a division with the class of scroll progress indicator. So let's add it right after the body tag begins. So here we will type division and we'll give it a class of scroll progress indicator. Alright, now let's copy the JavaScript and we'll search for the end of the body tag, and we'll paste our code right here. And lastly, let's also copy the CSS and let's paste it where all our styles are placed. So we'll add it right here. Alright, now let's click on Save Theme. Now let's click on View Blog and let's open a post. And we can see when we scroll down we have the indicator. And when we reach the end of the post it has a width of 100%. We'll open another post. So we can see that it works for all the posts. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts you can ask in the comments below, and click on the like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.